Hello tubers, Jeff here. Back in 2003, I purchased a Kubota B2910. What was nice is where I knew them folks fairly well, they allowed me to assemble it myself, and then I get to fire it for the first time. This video will be about modifications I've done to the tractor with a quick ride at the end. Now originally for the travel pedal for forward reverse, they had a tiny little pad on the rear, like that differential lock one there. So what I did on that was I took a little plate of steel and some screws, cut that out, drilled and tapped it, and then I could mount a regular pedal pad on there, like on the front. Now you can rock the pedal travel easily when you're in a tight place. Now here's a little tip for some more speed. A lot of machines have what's called a pedal travel stop, and what it is, this limits the amount of speed you can get out of the machine. This one's for forward, and this one here is for reverse direction. Now as you can see by the paint off that bolt there, that's been readjusted, and a lot of times on the rear direction they'll have that slowed up considerably. Now that one there is a stop for the rear travel. As you can notice by the paint off the bolt, I've changed it considerably. And as you can see, the forward travel one's been changed too. With them readjusted, snow plowing is a lot more fun now. This has a 30 horsepower, 4-cylinder diesel engine that generates 64 foot-pounds of torque. I wanted a transmission temperature gauge and a voltmeter, so I made up this little housing here to accommodate that. Take out these 3 bolts and pull a 4-pin wire connector, and it's in your hand. That pipe that you see mounted on the right hand side, that's for my tree gun when I spray. Here's a neat little tip for you for lighting. Most everything uses these 1156 bulbs for your headlight. You can get halogen bulbs that fit in that same socket size and put them in for your headlights, and they're a lot brighter. These can also be used in backup lights on a lot of cars. Adding extra lighting requires a bigger alternator. I'll show you what I've done here. Originally there was a little 12-amp alternator on it. There's a kit you can buy from Kubota to upgrade to a 40-amp alternator. It comes with this alternator and a regulator. These actually work very well, but in my case I kind of wanted a little bit more yet, because you had to have about halfway up the RPMs to keep up with all the extra lighting I had. What I have in here now is a 1984 Chevy Caprice 78-amp Delco alternator. I'll give you a little shot of the bracketry where it mounts on top of the thermostat housing there. And underneath, I had to grind just a tad off of the ear on the alternator case right there. Here's the factory fuse box. It would have been mounted on the right hand side of the tractor, right in here. I rewired some of the tractor and added the extra circuits in, and now the fuse box is just on the left hand side of the tractor. This lever here is for the cruise control. What I have here is a lever off an air gun, and this is an automatic transmission detent cable. And what it does is when you pull this, it releases some clutches that hold the lever for the hydrostatic, and then you can move it wherever you want and release the lever, and it stays there. The lever is on the left-hand fender here. This is for your 3 gears forward that correspond with your travel pedal, PTO front and PTO rear. And where these jerk when you change direction in high gear, I did figure out a way around that too. The lever is on the right hand side. This is 4-wheel drive in and out, and 3-point up and down. I built this bracket here, and it has one hole in it for a pin, and that's what holds on my attachments. The lower half is held on by a channel iron that always fits on the top of the drawbar. I'll show you how this works. Here's a look at my sprayer attached to the tractor. This attachment here is definitely homemade. I'll be posting videos of different attachments I've made for the tractor in the future, so stay tuned. And I'm going to run the motor once. I'll show you how this is. This change the height of it. Just flip the lever down here, and 10 rounds of this crank here equals 1 inch on the blade. Let's go for a ride now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the ride, tubers, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.